Winter is fast approaching, people, and in this video I'm going to give you my sort of top 5, let's call it, essentials, the stuff that I wear during those winter months to keep me warm, but more importantly to keep me safe on those darker mornings and those darker evenings. Now, if you're like me and you're going to be training through the winter for a marathon, half marathon, 10K, whatever it is, there are a few bits and bobs that I find are essential, and that's what I wanted to go into today. This is a video, I think, for maybe some of you newbie runners, so hopefully you find it useful, and if you do, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But yes, the darker mornings, the darker nights are here, and we do need to be safe, but we also need to be warm and things like that. So yeah, I'm going to quickly run you through the sort of bits, the essential things that I'm using during those winter months, those winter days when it's cold, it's dark, and it's miserable. Okay, team, so the bits that I'm going to show you are from the guys at sportshoes.com. High Estate is their brand. I'm just going to show you that. It's not an advert for them. This is the stuff that I genuinely use, but I wanted to give them a shout out at the front end because they have sent me a load of new stuff for this winter marathon training block. It's the stuff that I requested from them, so this is not an advert, okay? But yes, I'm going to go through the stuff, but it is from them. If you're interested in any of the bits, it's linked down in the description, but I'll leave that up to you. Okay, so the first and most important thing is my shoes, and I have done a video on this shoe, so go and check that out. So we're not going to talk too much about it, we'll just quickly knock through it. But this is the Aero Blaze 3 Gravel Gore-Tex. I probably got that the wrong way around, but the reason I love this shoe and the reason I picked this shoe is because of this outsole. Look at it, it's an absolute beast with those leafy paths, those frosty mornings, that kind of thing. Now this has got Gore-Tex in it, so it's got a weatherproofed upper as well, which is key, but this is a great shoe. This midsole on here is fantastic, but go and check out the video I've done. But the most important thing to take away is that you need a good running shoe for the winter. You need something that's got a good outsole on it, okay? Now there's GTX versions of like all the latest shoes. They're out there now. Again, you go over to sportshoes.com, you can get 15% off of those if you're a 40 Running Club member. But find a shoe that's got a very good outsole. That's the point here. That's why I brought the shoe into this video. And that's why I picked this one, because this has got such a good outsole on it. But yes, shoes are essential. Make sure you get a pair that works for you, but make sure you get a pair that's got a very good outsole. Next up, and it's the most important part, I think, is your lights. You need good lights in the winter months, okay? I'm not going to shine this at you because it's just silly, but I'll put some B-roll over all the bits that I'm going to go through. This is it. I don't know if that's going to come out on the camera. It's called Gato Sport. I mean, look, I mean, these things are all pretty much of a muchness, but again, this is just like from the guys at sportshoes.com. But look, chargeable and all that sort of stuff. But the lights, it's an essential piece of kit. It could save your life. Let's put it like that. It is, I think, the most important thing. Even if you're just rocking a t-shirt, a pair of Converse, and a pair of gym shorts, and you're just running about, you need lights, people. You need people to see you. You need the cars to see you, the bikes to see you, all that sort of stuff, okay? You need to see what you're running on as well. This is the most important part out of anything, all right? I can't emphasize that enough. You need lights, people. Now, I'm someone who doesn't like to get too hot during the winter months, and I don't like to wear a lot of clothes. I'm autistic, so certain clothes really irritate me. But I like a long sleeve top, okay? This is, again, just a High Estate one, but it's got like all the reflective. That's why I like this one. It's, apart from the fact it's bright green, but it's got the reflective elements. I don't know if you can see that on the back. But I like long sleeve sort of tech tops in the winter. They just work a little bit better for me because, and I'll show you in a minute, I then put a gilet over the top of this, and then if I'm too hot, then I could get rid of that. But I really like these, and they avoid me wearing a base layer, that sort of thing, especially in the evenings when I'm out running, or even actually, to be fair, at lunch times, if I'm out. These sort of long sleeve tech tops really work well for me. I really dig these. To say this is just a High Estate one, but yeah, they're really good, these long sleeve ones. It's just I don't like necessarily wearing the base layers and things like that. Again, I don't like getting too hot, and it works well, really does work well with the gilet. So talking about the gilet, I've got it down here. So this is one of these reflective gilets, okay? These are the ones that light up in the dark. These are so cool, and again, I think, you know, I wouldn't say they're essential in terms of like life-saving, but they're brilliant, these things, how they light up. Again, hopefully the B-roll's doing it justification. What I like about this one is the fact that it's got a pocket in here. So like on a Tuesday club night run, I can put the car key in there. Sounds funny, but I can stick that in there and lock that up, and it's not bouncing about all over the place. But this is great. Locks, you know, locks up or zips up really nice and high. Again, if you've got like a Snood on, you can really like sort of trap that warmth in. But yeah, this is great, breathable, but look at all the reflective elements on it. It's just like one shining light if a car hits you. But yeah, I like this. This does me perfect. I like a Gilet, and I like these ones because they light up late at night, and that, again, that's the key. You want to be seen, right, early mornings, late at night. But this is a great one, so it keeps you warm. You've got the breathability in there, and it works well again with those long sleeve t-shirts that I just showed you. So this, again, for me, is one of the essentials for winter running. A nice decent gilet. It just keeps that wind off you a little bit, keeps some of the warmth in, but you've got your arms free, so you're not overheating. Right, next, actually, what I've got them, look at the shorts. These are the shorts from High State. I really like their shorts. They're, you know, like decathlon shorts. You know, like if you're looking for a pair of shorts that ain't over the top in terms of price, the High State ones ain't too bad actually. So check them out. Right, but gloves. I love gloves. You might find it weird, but I'm somebody who just loves a pair of gloves. I might wear gloves like even if it's 10 degrees. I hate my hands getting cold. I love these. These are probably my favourite ones. I think these are the older High State ones. I might be wrong, but I really like these. These are like thick, but like not overly thick, so you keep your hands warm, but they don't like sweat to bits in them. These are the ones. But decent. Well, my point is you need a decent pair of gloves, right? Whether you want a thin pair, thick pair, whatever you want to do, right? These are the ones I like. But yeah, decent pair of gloves. Again, maybe a pair actually can roll up and stick into a pocket. But yeah, decent pair of gloves is essential. Right, I'm not somebody who likes a hat. I may wear a bobble hat, but over the years, I found myself sort of, again, I think it's just the way I am. I don't really care for them much. I get too hot and it irritates my skin. What I've found myself doing, and I don't know whether it's like for girls or whatever, but I wear these bands that go around your head and it just covers the tops of my ears. I hate my ears getting cold. Again, look, this has got like reflective elements on it, but it's not thick. Like some of these become really thick, but I like them because they just keep that sort of nip off your ears. I think this is one of the most important things in my sort of winter running gear kit. I've got loads of these and I just love them. They just go over the head. But I don't know whether they're for girls or not. I may be like totally wrong here and talking out of place. But for me, I really like these. I say hats and things like that, I just tend to overheat. I like these things that go over your ears and say they just go over your forehead and that lot, and they don't irritate you. The wall doesn't like. Yeah, I just don't like those sort of hats. Okay, Snood, basic bit of kit. You get these on the 40 round store, but it can't be a good Snood in the winter because you can put it around the neck, trap the heat in like I said, but then when you get a bit later on, and you can just take it off, put it around your wrist. But also if you're absolutely frozen out there, you can then like put it around your head as well. It basically works effectively as that sort of thing around your ears. So a good Snood is a good addition for that winter running, people. They're really good and don't underestimate them. So we sell them on the 40 round store. You don't have to get a 40 rounds one, but yeah, we sell them on the store as well. But yeah, really an important bit of winter marathon or winter half marathon training kit. I'd love to show you this pile. Basically what I did was I've got like a bag in the back of the car and it's got all this stuff in it, and I just came in and just emptied it. That's what I've done. I don't like jackets really, running in jackets, but there are some times when it's like chucking it down and freezing cold at the same time. I'll wear, this is again High State one of these full reflective coats. I'm not a big fan of jackets. I'd much rather wear the gilet with like the long sleeve like tech top like I showed you. But if it's like proper cold, or it's like really windy, really wet, whatever, I will rock the jacket. Again, one of these fluoro, whatever they call them, light 'em up jackets is where I'd go. This one's good, breathable, you know, you've got the vents in it and stuff like that. Again, you can put your key and whatever in there. People are going to see you in it if you're running late, running early, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of jackets, if I'm honest. They're not something that I rush out and put on. But there are instances where I do need them. As I say, if club night and it's chucking it down, whatever, I will put that on. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of jackets, but if I'm going to wear one in the winter months, that's the one I'm going to wear. And I think that's probably about it, actually. We don't need to make a massively long video here. I think, so just to recap, in terms of like winter training essentials, firstly, the light, okay? Let's just put that straight there. You need to be seen. Now, whether it's a head torch, whatever, I like I showed you, where was it? I like the ones that go over you, you know, you're wearing, like it goes there. they're the ones that I prefer, because you've got the thing on the back as well with a head torch. This is flashing on the back. Obviously, head torch, you don't have that. So that's why I like them. And then for me, like I said, the Gilet is a good shout. I don't like getting over hot layers is key for winter training. The shoe's important with a good outsole. You need a shoe with a good outsole, especially as I say some of those mornings where it's a bit frosty, leaves and things like that. A good outsole on that shoe is important. But yeah, the Gilet is a killer one. The long sleeve tech tops are brilliant. Don't underestimate them. Yeah, they really do work well, especially when you pair them up with the old Gilet, the Snood. You know, pretty much a cheap bit of kit, but a great bit of kit. So check that out. And yeah, all the other stuff. But yeah, so I just wanted to do that. Hope it was useful. That's the sort of stuff that I'm rocking during the winter sort of training months and things like that. Let me know in the comments if I've missed anything, if there's anything you feel like is an essential bit of kit that you use during the winter training months. Like I said, all the stuff that I wear is linked in the description. That's up to you. That's just to show you that. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Is there anything that you feel like I've missed off the list? But other than that, I'll catch you guys later.